The Book of Psalms. The Book of Psalms is also known as the Psalter. In Hebrew, it is called the Book of Praises. David the Psalmist. King David was a talented musician. He is said to have started the custom of composing songs for worship and is believed to be the author behind a lot of Book of Psalms. He is seen here kneeling outside Jerusalem in a 15th century depiction. It contains 150 different prayers addressed to God, including laments, praises, and thanksgivings. Many of them are thought to have been written by King David, who was a poet as well as a singer and musician. The very first psalm, whose author is not known, introduces the themes that recur throughout the whole book: devotion, thanksgiving, and unwavering faith in God. It says that only those who follow the path of righteousness will ultimately be blessed by God. Blessed is the man who does not walk in the counsel of the wicked, or stand in the way of sinners, or sit in the seat of mockers. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and on his law he meditates day and night. In ancient Israel, the law was studied every day. A deep knowledge of the law was a way of getting closer to God. Psalm 8, attributed to King David, celebrates man's dominion over the earth. It is a reflection of God's greatness and recognizes man's insignificance in comparison to the glory of God's creation. O Lord, our Lord, how majestic is your name in all the earth. You have set your glory above the heavens. From the lips of children and infants you have ordained praise, because of your enemies, to silence the foe and the avenger. When I consider your heavens, the work of your fingers, the moon and the stars which you have set in place, what is man that you are mindful of him, the son of man that you care for him? You made him a little lower than the heavenly beings and crowned him with glory and honor. You made him ruler over the works of your hands. You put everything under his feet, all flocks and herds, and the beasts of the field, the birds of the air, and the fish of the sea, all that swim the paths of the seas. Psalm 23, one of the most famous psalms, is also attributed to David. It describes God as a good shepherd, looking after his sheep. Man can live free from fear because he is always there to protect and guide his flock. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not be in want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. He restores my soul. He guides me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows. Surely goodness and love will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Psalm 121 is the second in a collection of 15 psalms called Songs of Ascents. These psalms were sung during the annual religious pilgrimages to Jerusalem. I will lift up my eyes to the hills. Where does my help come from? My help comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. He will not let your foot slip. He who watches over you will not slumber. Indeed, he who watches over Israel will neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord watches over you. The Lord is your shade at your right hand. The sun will not harm you by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord will keep you from all harm. He will watch over your life. The Lord will watch over your coming and going, both now and forevermore. Understanding the story. In this collection of joyful praises to God, the message is that those who keep on the path of righteousness will receive the Lord's blessing and enter the kingdom of heaven. Love, devotion, and faith are themes repeated throughout. God is depicted as a good shepherd, caring and tending for his flock. He will provide all the protection and shelter his people need. Psalter. Illustrated books containing the text of the Psalms together with accompanying music are called psalters. This comes from the Greek meaning songs accompanied by the harp. These decorative books featured illuminated initials and ornate lettering interspersed with musical notation. Shown here, the main Psalter, circa 1457, was one of the first books printed in Europe. Today, psalters are used in worship, either sung by choirs or accompanied by music.